What's going on, YouTubers? It's the Natural Born Thriller, and welcome everyone to WWE NXT Review, the show from October 2nd, 2019. And your commentators were Mauro Renaro, I was going to say Vic Joseph, no, Beth Phoenix, and Nigel McGuinness. And they were at Full Sail University in Winter Park, Florida. This show itself was the actual season premiere of NXT moving to USA Network full time this time. A 2-hour full time edition of NXT on USA Network. Limited commercial interruptions they did, and they did just that. But let's get to the show here though. And the show felt like it was like Takeover, you know, where it was just all about matches and after matches after matches. No interviews. I can't remember. Actually, there was an interview, but other than that, there was no Well, in a way, they kind of was that too. Everything's still talking segment, but I'll get to that later. But all that they treated the show like it was a takeover show on USA Network. So let's get right to it. The opening match, which I'm kind of surprised this is the opening match. The NXT Championship featuring the challenger Matt Riddle. We see him walking backstage. He's getting ready to go to the gorilla position. He meets up with Regal, and then all of a sudden he gets out there, and we're getting ready to have this match here between Matt Riddle versus the NXT champion Adam Cole, baby. By the way, Adam Cole, baby. Undisputed Era, shock the system. Just like, so yeah, this is the opening match here, and I see myself didn't like that. This shouldn't be the main event, and then and after watching the main event, yeah, that should have been the main event. But I'll get to the main event later. Match itself, damn good match. This match was back and forth between Adam Cole and Matt Riddle. Both guys looking strong. And coming into the show, I was expecting what's going to happen, the outcome, because Adam Cole right wrist was taped heavily, and then at one point it did play into the match, not just Matt Riddle trying to go for a submission, but Adam Cole missing their wrist, the bandage of his wrist, his Matt Riddle, and then he ends it with the last shot to get the win on Matt Riddle. So yeah, Adam Cole, I guess it was just an injury he's working through, but like a minor injury in a way, but he's working through it. So Adam Cole, baby, still the NXT champion, and this was a damn good NXT championship match. Wish it would have ended the show. It's the other match that ended the show, but again, we'll get to more of that later. After the match, Adam Cole celebrating the return of Finn Balor to NXT. He comes out, crowds went nuts. He did his whole the crowd did it too. Began a stare down between Adam Cole and Finn Balor. All of a sudden, Finn Balor says, as of right now, he is back in NXT. So it's just this whole confrontation between Adam Cole and Finn Balor, which probably former members of Bullet Club. Adam Cole was a former member of Bullet Club, in case anyone didn't know that. And Finn Balor, obviously the original Bullet Club, the founder of Bullet Club in a way, along with Carl Anderson. This will be a future match on NXT, and can't wait to see how that gets built up. We see Shayna Baszler backstage, preparing for her match against Candice LeRae for later on, and Candice LeRae was also shown, warming up too for her match later on against Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women's Championship, and we'll get to more of that later. The Velveteen Dream came out. He was on the couch, and he's got numerous of ladies, 6 ladies, beautiful ladies by the way, Basically cutting a promo where pertains to the NXT North American Champion Roderick Strong, basically challenging him to another match that at the title that he lost, and he says something in the line of he's used to having more men going after him, whatever like. And then he ends up by saying, Strong, your dream of being NXT North American Champion will soon to be dream over, whatever. Yeah, I didn't care for it. That was basically the talking segment on stage that they did, so whatever. It's been confirmed that Leo Rush will begin his Cruiserweight Championship title match against Drew Gulak on the next NXT show. Next, we get to Io Shirai versus Mia Yim in the match. I thought it was pretty decent. Mia Yim got the best, was getting the better of Io Shirai in the match, and then Io Shirai at the end gets the win over Mia Yim after going for her moonsault, which was a nice, well done moonsault. And Io Shirai gets the win, and that was basically it for that one. Also, we see in the front row, we see WWE Hall of Famers Kevin Nash and Scott Hall at our front row seat, and they were basically there to make this a big deal of NXT on USA Network, and yeah, but they didn't stay that long anyways because this is WWE's thing where they just set them up as a plant, and after that they're gone to that. They didn't stick around after that, but I'm not saying they hate NXT. They love NXT. I hear nothing but praises that Kevin Nash and Scott Hall has been given what pertains to the product of NXT because their buddy Triple H is running things, and fuck Triple H. We see the Street Profits and Bianca Belair arriving the building, which I'm assuming that was from earlier in the night, earlier in that day. So basically now they're acknowledging that Montez Ford and Bianca Belair are a couple. They never dressed up before on NXT, but now they're addressing it on NXT here, and it's interesting. I wonder how that's going to play out sometime in the future. We'll see. We get a view package of Tegan Knox. Tegan Knox is not just going to be part of NXT UK. She's also going to be a part of NXT. Good. Can't wait to see Tegan Knox back in the ring again. Last time we seen her on NXT, obviously on NXT UK.
I didn't understand that.
Is that my phone? My phone's got a mind of its own. As I was saying, Tegan Knox, she wrestled on NXT UK before. It wasn't that much of a showcase, but I want to see more of Tegan Knox. To see any ring works that she could get away from. But anyways, that's neither here or there. Johnny Gargano versus Shane Thorne. This was a good match. Shane Thorne looked good, and especially John Gargano looked good too. However, in the end, you can't expect someone to go over here, and sure enough, it was Johnny Gargano. Johnny Wrestling himself goes over with the DIY super kick, and there you go. Now, I guess that feud is over. Well, even though the feud never got built up in the first place, that pertains to having back and forth matches, but I guess that's over unless they do something more with Johnny Gargano and Shane Thorne. But I digress. But nevertheless, good match. We get the NXT Women's Championship match, which this is not the main event. But something else ends up being the main event, which it was the NXT Tag Team Championship. We'll get to that later. But as of right now, Candice LeRae, the challenger, the number one contender, versus the NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler, the Queen of Spades, the Magician of Submission, who was being accompanied by Marina Shafir and Jessica Mendu. And then Shayna Baszler told the two to go backstage because she got this. So we get the match here, and this has been a very good NXT Women's Championship match. And also pertains to these two having a match before. They had a match before back in the Mae Young Classic, the first ever Mae Young Classic, which was 2 years ago. And that was a good match at the time too. And then fast forward 2 years later, ends up being another damn good match between Shayna Baszler and Candice LeRae. And in the match, Candice LeRae's arm being played in the match. She sold it pretty good, but then she was kind of not sending it in the way, and then she goes back to sending it because she probably thinking to herself because she's getting that momentum and that adrenaline rush to get the better of Shayna Baszler. She's basically thinking in her mind like I got sell because her arm was damaged by Shayna Baszler earlier in that match with the whole ring steps. Her arm was trapped in the ring steps, and then Shayna Baszler just kicks her arm, putting more pressure into her in the arm because of the ring steps. In the end, Candice LeRae, she goes for her springboard moonsault, only for Shayna Baszler to catch her. It was a nice counter by Shayna Baszler. Gets her into the Karakula clutch. Candice LeRae tried to break out of it, but she couldn't break out of it. She really tried to get out of there, to overpower it and everything, but Shayna Baszler was just too resentful, meant to say. She was too resentful to let go of the hold. She kept on had the hold on Candice LeRae, and Candice LeRae had no choice but to tap out. So your winner, still the NXT Women's Champion, Shayna Baszler. She's Baszling. Just saying. But yeah, and that was that match. Again, a damn good match. And I thought after this match we were gonna get someone to confront Shayna Baszler to go after her NXT Women's Championship. Nothing happened. I thought something was gonna happen there, but nope, nothing happened. And also we see Stephanie McMahon in the front row. Fuck her. And WWE Hall of Famers Mark Henry and Alundra Blaze, aka Medusa. Yeah, so it was good to see those two. Stephanie McMahon, not so much. Nigel McGuinness hypes up a match that's going to happen on the next NXT show. The next NXT show, which is Kushida versus the NXT UK champion, leader of Imperium, Walter. And I cannot wait for that match, folks. Cannot wait. Next we get to the Bruiserweight, Pete Dunne versus Danny Burch. This match was nothing but a British style type of brawl match. And I loved it. It was very enjoyable to watch. In the end, it was Pete Dunne getting the win over Danny Burch with the bitter end. And Pete Dunne, satisfied with his win. All of a sudden, someone comes in to ruin that parade of his victory. Damian Priest attacks Pete Dunne and then gives him the reckoning. And that's gonna be the next program for NXT. So basically, Pete Dunne's going to have a program against the Puerto Rican Punisher in Damian Priest. Now, I'm not saying that's his nickname, but I'm just saying, but because he's Puerto Rican, and he used to be called Punishment Martinez. That's what I'm calling him by. I'm calling him by the Puerto Rican Punisher, or the Puerto Rican, or the the Puerto Rican. I was gonna say the Puerto Rican, but instead, I like the one better. The Puerto Rican Punisher. But there you go. And I thought they was gonna go for that one anyway. So, but I'm going for it. Kathy Kelly. She interviews the NXT champion, Adam Cole, baby. Undisputed Era leader who knows how to shock the system. Just saying. But yeah, Kathy Kelly, she interviews Adam Cole. She congratulates him on winning, to retain. And then she says something about the whole cast being involved with it. And then Adam Cole basically stops her right there and says that the WWE doctors said he was required to wear it. And then he says he didn't use it to beat Matt Riddle. He used the last shot, which is the Shining Wizard, which was to the back of the head to win the match. Also, we got Undisputed Era approaching, Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish about the whole Finn Balor situation. And then Adam Cole said like, screw fail Balor, Finn Balor. I was gonna say fail. I actually botched it a little bit. I was gonna say screw fail Balor. Fail Balor. There you go. But no, he said screw Balor. He said he's not worried about Finn Balor, and he says what all he's worried about is for the NXT Tag Team Champions to retain the titles, because the prophecy must stay intact. And I was getting the main event here. The main event is the NXT Tag Team Championship. Montez Ford, Andrew Dawkins, the Street Profits. They'll be accompanied by Whale. I think that's how you say it, his name. The rapper. And he's been there before on commentary for 205 Live. He was the judge of the Usos versus the New Day battle rap. So and then he was there on NXT to do this to do his rapping for the introduction of the Street Profits. To the theme song and everything, the theme music and all that. I wasn't feeling it, folks. I understand what they were going for there, but I wasn't feeling it. I just wasn't feeling it. But it is what it is. So anyways, we get like I said, Street Profits versus the Undisputed Era, which it features the NXT Tag Team Champions Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, aka Red Dragon. Match itself, it was solid. At one point, you get Roger Strong involved. Street Profits took care of him. Also, the Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, they took advantage of that situation, where they went for the high-low onto Montez Ford, and Kyle O'Reilly was legal, gets the win over Montez Ford. So your winners still the NXT Tag Team Champions, fulfilling the prophecy of the Undisputed Era, who still knows how to shock the system. Just saying. Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, Undisputed Era. They retain, and you have Roger Strong in the ring to celebrate with O'Reilly and Fish. Adam Cole comes out on stage. He's raising up the title and everything, because Undisputed Eras do keeping their prophecies intact. All of a sudden, a music hits, a familiar music for the returning to NXT, Tommaso Ciampa. The Blackheart himself, Tommaso Ciampa, is back. He's fully recovered. He is 100% medically clear to compete. He looks good. He's ready to go. He's staring down at Adam Cole's NXT Championship title, which when Tyson Tonko, that's also what I was gonna say. Tommaso Ciampa, at the time when he was NXT champion, which by the way, the belt that he never lost, he had to let go of it because of his neck injury, this past year. But the same championship title that he never lost when he was champion, Goldie. He wants Goldie back. And then he stares at Adam Cole. They have a stare down, and that's how the show went off the air with a stare down between Adam Cole and Tommaso Ciampa. And on top of that, folks, too, you also got Finn Balor earlier on the night, confronting Adam Cole. So how this is gonna end up being is Tommaso Ciampa versus Finn Balor is in the works, where one out of those two will get a shot against Adam Cole. And if so, who do you think should win that match? Should it be Finn Balor to become the NXT champion again? Or should it be Tommaso Ciampa to go after the title that he never lost, so that he could get that belt back and show why he is the greatest sports entertainer of all time as NXT champion? Or when they do have the match, Undisputed interferes, and then they'll cause a DQ or no contest or whatever, and then Rodrigo's hands will be making a decision with his hands on being on full, where he's gonna end up making a triple threat, to put Adam Cole in a position where he could lose his title while getting pinned. But we'll see how that turns out. So it'll be nice to see Adam Cole versus Finn Balor. It'll be nice to see Adam Cole versus Tommaso Ciampa. It'll be nice to see, Tommaso Ciampa versus Finn Balor if they do a number one contendership match, where we chance to who's going to be next in line for the NXT Championship against Adam Cole, or we could see, you know, the best of three guys going at it for the NXT Championship. It's a lot to go with that one, folks, and I'm excited. I'm so excited. And that was NXT. Talking about wrestling for NXT, WWE NXT, the show from October 2nd, 2019. Let me just double check. I think it was about 5 matches on the card here, or it could be 6. But let me just double check. Yeah, I think it's 6 matches because you had the NXT Championship. You had Io Shirai versus Mia Yim. You had Gargano versus Shane. Shane Thorne. You had the NXT Women's Championship. You got Dunn versus Birch, and then you got the tag team titles. So yeah, it was 6 matches. 6 matches on the card there, which was good. And my overall showing for the show, what pertains to WWE NXT, what pertains to the season premiere on USA Network for the whole 2 hours. I'm gonna go with a 7.5 out of 10. Very, very, very good showing. And the reason I give it a 7.5 out of 10 is because I would have given this a 9 out of 10 if the main event would have been the NXT Championship instead of the NXT Tag Team Championship titles. Now, I'm not saying that NXT Tag Team titles was not a good match. It was a solid match. In a way, I kind of liked it. I liked it. I have enjoyed it and have was not enjoying it that much because it just didn't to me it didn't pick up any steam in that match, but still good, a good solid match in a way. But that should not have been the main event. That should have been the opener. The NXT Tag Team Championship title match should have been the opener, and then the Undisputed Era. And then Adam Cole versus Matt Riddle for the NXT for the NXT Championship should have been the one to close up the show, to end the show. That should have been the main event. So that's why I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10. But before I go, I gotta talk about the NXT's ratings. But pertains to the viewership. NXT pertains to cable top 150 ranking. They were number 10. Pertains to the 18 to 49s viewership of the age, basically. That's nothing to I was talking about this for AEW Dynamite. I forgot to mention about the 18 to 49 ages of people watching, on the cable channels of these wrestling shows. But for NXT, it was 414,000. Which AEW had more than that. And then the total average viewership was 891,000, I meant to say, of viewership. Basically, AEW won that viewership. They basically won the ratings against NXT. But as pertains to what was the better wrestling show, I gotta go with NXT. Nothing against AEW's wrestling, it was still good, but I thought NXT wrestling was a better wrestling show than what AEW did for Dynamite. And there you go. And what pertains to the show itself, what pertains to wowing, I'm in shock and everything. AEW did a good job of that. What pertains to who showed up and how it was structured and all that. NXT, it had that too, but I gotta give that to AEW Dynamite. And we'll see what happens the next time. On the second night when they go back when NXT and AEW goes head to head, battle it out again on this whole Wednesday Night Wars. But there you go. There you go. That's what I gotta say. That being said, thank you for watching for It's Natural Born Driller, saying peace on the streets. But this was your WWE NXT review. Until next time, folks, take care.